What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics. And today we have a top 10, sort of, which I'll get into in a second, the parameters of this. But it's called Battle of the Northern Nations, brought to us by our Patreon friend and longtime supporter, Craig. Thank you, Craig. Before we get into this, housekeeping, thumbs up, subscribe, check out our Patreon link. Lots of cool stuff there. We really appreciate the patrons that make this thing go. Check out our social media below. Facebook group, Twitch. Follow us. Wednesday and Friday live streams. All that good stuff. So check that out. So let's talk about the parameters of this top 10. Craig wrote us and told us it's actually not a top 10 at all. It's a battle of 5 countries, 2 bands per country. The bands I've chosen are varied and eclectic and are not supposed to be representative of their country's musical style. So make sure you catch that. They're not supposed to be representative of their country's musical style. Just interesting bands from interesting places. Maybe you guys can award bronze, silver, and gold. It's not a bad idea at all. So we're going to kick this off with a battle from Finland. And our first song is going to be Special Shades from a band called French Films. And I'm just going with Craig's descriptions and all these because this stuff is way outside my wheelhouse, even to try and research. But Craig knows about it. He brought it. He knows what he likes. He knows about these artists. He said, these guys are one of my favorite finds. They tend to sound like some cross between the Strokes and the Stone Roses and the Beach Boys. It's quite an eclectic mix. It's great summertime music, which is not an accident. They've said that due to the long Finnish winters, they dream of summer all year long, and you can hear that in the songs. That's an interesting thing. Living here in the heart of Texas, it's hot most of the time, so we're kind of the opposite. So thanks again, Craig, for bringing this to us. Let's check this out. French Films by Special Shades. Special Shades by French Films. Nice little outro there. I was glad that Craig set the stage so you kind of understand that he's most likely writing this just to the fact that he's writing it to the summer almost, right? There might be a girl involved, but I would have thought there was a girl involved just period if I wouldn't have had that intro from Craig. But running out of memory tapes, so the memories, I can't quite remember this anymore. It's so long ago. I'm waiting around for a brighter grace of summertime I need you. Wandering in the city for days. I'm finding my trail through the lemony haze. Oh, I'm all right with you when the rain kept coming down. Sure, you know what I was finding out? I'm the one you got. And just kind of going on and on. I mean, I think he might be writing it to a girl somewhat, but through the auspices of, man, I can't wait for the summer to come because everything looks brighter when I kind of get out of this wintry haze. The chorus is very catchy. Nice tone, great guitars. Nice surprise here. I didn't know what to expect. So French Films with their song Special Shades. That's going against, in the Battle of Finland, a group called KXP, Circle of Time. We're going to look at a live performance, so I'll bring up the video part of that in a second. Craig says they're a kind of dark space electro though hard to categorize at all. I would describe, this is a great description, I would describe their exhilaration of their live show as if you were standing on a deck of a Viking pirate ship hurtling through outer space. I once waited 3 months after their album came out to listen to it because I wanted to hear it on top of a mountain. It takes some time to get going and some time to get used to, but it's quite a ride. So he wanted us to look at a live performance over here on YouTube. It's live from Corsica Studios. Song's called Circle of Time, and it was recorded and shot in London in November of 2012. KXP Circle of Time. That was quite impressive instrumentally. I mean, incredibly impressive to watch them delve that out live. It would have been a crazy scene to be there just with the strobes and just the constant driving of it, man. The guitarist and the drummer in particular are just fantastic. It's one of those weird things, right, where personal preference, I much prefer French Films Special Shades. But if I'm looking at it critically in the reaction, which is what I'm supposed to be doing, I got to go with Circle of Time. So that's going to be our first winner. I would much prefer to listen to Special Shades, but this has to be the winner. So let's move on to our next battle. All right, well, next up, we have a Battle of Norway this time around, and we're going to have Aurora Churchyard versus Madrugada. I'm sure I butchered that. What's on your mind? So Aurora's is going to be a YouTube video as well, so we're going to spin back over there. I see that she's born in 1996, still pretty young. 2 albums, 2 EPs, and just gaining a lot of buzz from the stuff I was reading. So let's go check out the video for Aurora Churchyard. Churchyard by Aurora. And Craig's only comment was, she's like a magical creature from the forest. And I saw that, like, her performance was pretty just, spot on. It's there. Really good voice. Powerful. Nice little environment in there. Nice little stage area. And then she would just get these odd movements and kind of vocal things going on. It was fun to watch. She said about the subject of this song, Churchyard is just like the concept of someone bigger using their power in the wrong way. That happens all the time in politics, with children, women. I want the songs to feel empowering. Like at the end of Churchyard, she comes back to haunt him, because when you look at the lyrics in verse 2, there are only 2 verses. Hate followed him gently, black seeds in his heart, roots tearing the love in him apart. And then the chorus, of course, he told me I belong in a churchyard. He told me I could walk away, but I wouldn't get far. Tell me, how do people know what is hurt, what is love? He told me I belong in a churchyard. So that was a fun one, and I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat, but we're going to have Madrugada, What's on Your Mind? And I see that they're a Norwegian alternative rock band formed in 1993. And this song, What's on Your Mind, is on their self-titled album from 2008. No video on this. It's a little Spotify action. Let's check it out. What's on Your Mind? I really liked that one. I think his vocal delivery just works. And Craig said that this would fit perfect in a Tarantino movie. And honestly, after the first 3 seconds of it, the first thing I thought of was a Tarantino movie. If Craig hadn't said that, I still would have thought of that. It just sounded just like it. You were at my door. I heard you knocking, but I didn't care at all. I'd been in all night just staring at the wall. I didn't really want to see you anymore. Already paints a picture like, I'm just kind of in real distress here. I'm staring at the wall. I'd rather do that than have anything to do with you. Coming from the road, you took your coat off. You threw it on the floor. You said, I can't believe you want to hurt me so. I said, I'm not supposed to be like this, Well, I just had to let you go. And then the chorus, what's on your mind when you're lost in time? What's on your mind? Tell me why. Why does it have to be this way? And he just kind of keeps delving this out. Has some good lines. Sooner or later, it doesn't matter how you feel. You slam that door shut on the night of glass and steel. I cannot blame you for believing what you believe. Well, I just had to let you go. And then verse 5, the final verse. Why do you always stay miles away and 2 steps behind where the past is still living? Beautiful and forgiven, do you not see that you live in a dream? Hey, what's on your mind? That one was fantastic. I really appreciated the Aurora. Lots of talent with her. Very fun to watch perform. Great voice. Very different, and that's a good thing in the music business. But I got to go with this song, man. I got to go with What's on Your Mind. So What's on Your Mind, I got to make a little note here. Gets the W, joining KXP from the Battle of Finland. In the Battle of Norway, What's on Your Mind gets the victory. And next up, we have the Battle of Sweden. First off, Anna von Hauswolf, Funeral for My Future Children. Craig says she plays the church organ, not something you see every day. Very haunting lyrics on this one, almost like an old medieval funeral march, but also quite beautiful. I say she's been around since 2010, putting out music. This comes off the album Ceremony from 2012. The Battle of Sweden starts right now. Funeral for My Future Children, Anna von Hauswolf. I'll bury all my children, I'll carry them to death. I'll bury all my children, I'll carry them to death. Oh, to linger in their stories, exhausted by their weight. My milk is gray and bitter, but I'll carry them each day to that day. Whoa, whoa. She repeats that 4 times. That's the lyrics, boys and girls, because it's more about the whole atmosphere. It starts off with that build, that hypnotic, and then it finishes with the same little percussion going in. Very good atmosphere. Her voice works for this. Singing very hard, not strained, but hard, right? Hard and loud and powerful, and really enjoyed that. So a very good atmosphere song. Now we're going to get off Spotify again. We're going to pop back over to YouTube and check out Josephine Orn and the Liberation. The song Take Me Beyond. Craig says, this song feels like laying in a beautiful grassy field in a psychedelic haze. That is a nice little picture. I can't find the lyrics to this, so this song's pretty obscure. I'm sure there's lyrics out there, but couldn't find them anywhere that I normally look. So let's just enjoy this video. Take Me Beyond, Josephine Orn and the Liberation. Really enjoyed that one. I talked about it during the video. An interesting video, constant movement in colors, never focusing on anything, never even really focusing on her. You can see her, but you can't really see her. Like, you can tell what she looks like, sort of. You can see her just dancing with the sun behind her, which would have been difficult to shoot, right? Because you'd have to do it pretty quick because the sun moves quickly. So I thought it wasn't a detailed video in the fact that I wasn't going to a lot of sets and it wasn't telling a huge story, but it was intricate in the way it was put together. So pretty impressive. The song itself, I think Craig described it pretty well. The song feels like laying in a beautiful grassy field in a psychedelic haze. I think that is actually a quite apt description by my man Craig. I'm going to go with this song. While I liked Funeral for My Future Children and enjoyed the intricate arrangement of that and how it was done instrumentally, more advanced than Take Me Beyond for sure. But I'm going to go with Take Me Beyond just for the vibe of it. Well, next up we have the Battle of Iceland. Starting off, we have Dead Skeletons with Dead Mantra. Craig says 8 hypnotic minutes, one line repeated over and over in 3 languages: Icelandic, German, and English. He who fears death cannot enjoy life. Interestingly, the singer has been living with HIV since 1994. I did some research on this, and I mean, that's a lot of what I came up with. The Guardian, the publication The Guardian, talks about this video and says, Dead Mantra is pure rock and roll magic at play, a visual tour de force, including imagery of Tibet, skulls, and vintage record players. And Dead Skeletons is a trio. The front man held a show at an art museum. He needed music to accompany the installation back in 2008. So he got the other 2 guys together and they recorded this song, Dead Mantra. It became an underground hit and it helped them land the record deal with A Records. This song was released as a single in November of 2010. We're going to be watching the video, and from everything I see here, it's going to be a trip, so to speak. Dead Skeletons, Dead Mantra. He who fears death cannot enjoy life. I mean, it's just a chant going over and over. So I see why they have all the Tibetan imagery, all the old film there. So the quality of the video is not high because, this was shot a long time ago, the video clips that they're showing. All music is art, so I don't want to get into that debate of like music is art. I get it, but this is more of an artistic expression than it is necessarily music. I mean, it is music because there is some instrumentation in there, but it's a chant over and over. It's interesting. I don't know what else to say about it. It's very interesting. And they're going to be going up against Sigur and their song. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, doesn't it? Starlafur. I know I butchered that, but hey, guys, it's just how it goes sometimes. This song in particular, it's off their 1999 album. I'm not going to try to pronounce the album. Let's not fool ourselves. It was hard enough doing this. The lyrics are the beginning, according to this interpretation, of a classic fairy tale. A child ready to fall asleep finds they are not alone in their bedroom. The song title in English is A Staring Elf. Craig says Icelandic legends, the language they sing in, is not actually Icelandic. They call it Hopelandic and apparently made it up. An unbelievably beautiful song. Let's check this one out. Sigur, and I'm not going to say the song again because I don't want to butcher it. I was reading the lyrics, the English translation, and hopefully they're right. I think they're right. It's a pretty reliable source I'm using here. Blue night across the sky, blue night over me, looking out the window with my hands folded under cheek, thinking about my day, today and yesterday, dressed in blue pajamas, straight into bed, pulls the covers over their head. A little elf stares at me, runs towards me, but doesn't move from its place itself, a staring elf. I open my eyes, wipe the crusts out, stretch and check, returned again, and everything is okay. Still, something is missing, like all the walls. A little elf stares at me, runs towards me from its place itself, I am. So those are the lyrics. So the lyrics, Not really sure. I mean, I get the part they're dreaming. So at the very end, I mean, do they wake up and they actually are in this forest or what? But the orchestration on this is tremendous. I thought the first track was incredibly interesting, right? Dead Skeletons track, really, really interesting. But I'm going to have to go with Sigur Rose. This one is quite nice. Just the instrumentation in it, the orchestration. And we still got one battle left. The Battle of Denmark, as you see below, it's Ice Age with Lockdown Blues versus the Asteroids Galaxy Tour, the Golden Age. So we'll start out with Ice Age, Lockdown Blues. These guys formed when they were 17 years old, this band. And Lockdown Blues came out on April 2nd, 2020, so very early on in this COVID pandemic lockdown. It was written, recorded, and released for the pandemic and touches on the reality of quarantine and the sense of anxiety and loneliness associated with quarantine. Once again, I'll stress this was released in April 2nd of 2020, very early on. These mental health issues have just gotten way worse as we're still, and when I'm filming this, in the midst of lockdowns in many, many places in the world. In a statement on the song, they state that we felt the urge to touch base now that the physical touch has been suspended and contribute an effort to raise spirits in the face of adversity. Our thoughts are with all those in jeopardy to the many various horrors in relation to the crisis, those situated on the front lines and those who are direly compromised. All the proceeds of this song were donated to charity for the pandemic. So a very timely tune. Lockdown Blues by Ice Age. I wonder when they wrote this and released it, if they had any idea, released in April of 2020, that as I sit here pushing February of 2021, we'd still be in the same boat. But they start out, your river flows again, my love. I know you've been choked, a loosened clamp around your beak while crowds and parties mock the weak. Kind of goes on in the chorus, COVID-19 lockdown blues. The only way out is through a wraith-like peril spread across our seven seas, empty shelves, barren streets, confined domestic quarantine. How the itching for lost touch is deafening, COVID-19 blues. And they kind of just go on from that. A really good song, a timely song. Obviously, we can relate to it at this point. So enjoy that one. And they're going up against the Danish pop band, which is a duo, the Asteroids Galaxy Tour. They expand to 5 members whenever they're on tour. They're formed in 2007. Looks like they have 3 full studio albums and 5 EPs. This song itself, The Golden Age, was released in September of 2009. It's on their debut album, Fruit. It charted in Austria, Spain, Switzerland, the UK, Canada, and the US. We're going to look at the music video on YouTube. The song makes an allusion to the Rat Pack of Hollywood. It later makes references to the character Sally Bowles from the musical Cabaret, based on the Christopher Isherwood book Goodbye to Berlin. The song's claim to fame, it was used in a 2011 Heineken advertisement, which is what Craig mentions here. These guys are really, really fun, and this is how they rose to fame, the Heineken commercial. So maybe I'll know this song when I hear it. Let's spin over to YouTube for this last song in the top 10. Asteroids Galaxy Tour, The Golden Age. It starts out, first of all, the video, really well done from 2009. Must have had a good budget or a friend who really knew how to edit, because those things are not easily put together. I wished I lived in the golden age, giving it up on the Broadway stage, hang with the rats, Rat Pack, and smoke cigars, have a break with Frank Sinatra and count the stars, dressed to the nines with hair to match, shiny jewels, casino cash, tapping feet, want to take the lead, a trip back in time is all I need. And then the chorus of sing it out loud, gonna get back, honey, sing it out loud, get away with me, sing it out loud, on a trip back, honey, sing it out loud, let yourself free. Just a really fun song. I mean, and just kind of keeps delving those things out. Just really fun to watch. So enjoy that one. But I'm going to have to give the W to Lockdown Blues, which I think it's harder to get the W when you don't have the video portion of it. But I'm going to have to go that route anyway, because I just thought maybe because of the content of the song, Asteroids Galaxy Tour was more fun. So now it's time to give out our gold, silver, and bronze awards. Some honorable mentions. They didn't make the medal stand, but they still won their battles. KXP Circle of Time live performance in Finland, and Sweden's Josephine Orn in the Liberation Take Me Beyond gets the honorable mention. So now we're up to the medal stand, ladies and gentlemen. The bronze medal is going to go to Ice Age Lockdown Blues. It was the 9th song we heard there. That gets the bronze. The silver, boy, this is tough as it should be on top. The silver is going to go to Sigur Rose and their song, which I'm going to butcher, but we'll give it a shot one more time just so I can add some comedy. Starl 4, sure, we'll go with that. So that means our gold medal goes to What's on Your Mind from Mad Rugada, the one that could fit on a Tarantino film from Norway. So what a fun and interesting list, Craig. Really appreciate it. Hopefully we're getting viewers from all over the world. I'm sorry if I butchered the names. I'm doing the best I can here. I'm just an American doing the best I can. But like I said, enjoy this one. I always enjoy experiencing world music. So much good stuff out there that I would never hear if it wasn't for the channel and the patrons like you, Craig. So appreciate it, guys. And until next time, I will see you.